Yo, how's it going, Bears fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Bear Down Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, and I'm joined by my co-hosts, Parth and Jaylen. Parth on your left, Jaylen on your right. How is it going tonight, gentlemen?
Stressful.
So, before we start talking about the Bears Super Bowl odds, which is going to be a really interesting episode, I think one of the best episodes we'll ever record, I would like to say, when this video is posted, we are going to be having a giveaway going on. We're going to be giving out some type of Bears NFC North Championship gear. So if you would like to enter that giveaway, the link will be in the description. All you got to do is follow our Instagram, and you can find the rules on there. It's at Bear Down. So if you want to enter that, check that out. That's in the description. And, you'll be able to enter for free and hopefully win a piece of Bears gear of your choice. So let's get right into it. One of the most interesting and most exciting episodes. I've been looking forward to this for a while. Obviously, now we know the Bears are good. 10-4 going into Week 16 of the NFL season, looking like an 11-win team if we take care of the 49ers. So we're going to talk about just different aspects of the playoffs and stuff like that tonight, what we think is going to happen in the playoffs and leading up to the playoffs. First thing I'd like to ask you guys, I'm going to start with you, Parth. You look at the Rams, the rest of their schedule. Obviously, the Eagles upset them, which basically gave the Bears a chance at the 2 seed, which we don't know if that's going to happen or not, but it might happen. The Rams have a pretty easy schedule remaining. They got at Arizona and then at San Francisco, I think, to end it off. But Parth, do you think we have a shot at the 2 seed, and who do you think you could see beating the Rams if possible?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
The 49ers and Cardinals are not even good enough to beat the Rams at all. Even though the Rams are struggling, I feel like the Rams are just going to catch a little bit of fire.
They need one win to lock up the 2 seed. Actually, no, they don't. No, they don't. They would need to win both because the Bears have a tiebreaker.
They have to win out to lock out the 2 seed.
Yeah. Jaylen, what do you think about our chances with the 2 seed?
I mean, I feel like we have a strong chance. But the way Goff is playing right now, which is not that great, he hasn't thrown any touchdowns in the last 2 weeks. If he continues to play like this, especially against now the Cardinals, they do have a stout defense. So if they can get some turnovers off Goff, then I could definitely see Josh Rosen putting up points. But for me, I don't even feel like the Cardinals will beat them. I feel like the 49ers will beat them. They're on a 2-game winning streak right now, and of course we play them on Sunday. But if we beat them, which I hope we do, and they look to kind of put a hole in the Rams' bye chain, I definitely see them doing that.
Yeah, so, totally. I mean, when you look at it, I think it's pretty obvious that Jared Goff misses Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp was really productive when he was playing for the Rams, and I don't want to talk about the Rams all day, but you look at them, their run game slows down, and their entire game gets thrown off. Their defense, man, I mean, they have a lot of big-name players that haven't been performing well. You look at Marcus Peters. Marcus Peters is hopping into the stands at games. He is so rattled by how this team is playing. Aqib Talib, I love his attitude. I love his tenacity. He has not been too good since coming back from that injury. And Dominican Stu, Aaron Donald, 2 guys who you expect to be able to plug the run. Teams are running all over them. Jordan Howard had a really good game against them. And I know Josh Adams had a good week against them last week. I don't think I could see the 49ers beating them. I think I could see the Cardinals beating them in Arizona for sure. You look at the Cardinals' defense. I think they're going to be able to shut down what the Rams throw at them, depending on how Goff plays. I hope I'm not saying this now, and then the Rams are going to go out and put up like 50 points. But I think if they can contain Gurley, I think that's really the key with this Rams team. I mean, they got some pretty good wide receivers. You look at one sec. I'm going to keep going. You look at their best wide receiver, Brandon Cooks, and he's going to be on now Pro Bowl cornerback Patrick Peterson. So we'll see how that goes. And obviously, I said teams are able to run the ball on them. David Johnson's going to be huge in that game. So we'll see how that turns out. I hope it'll be closer than some expect, and maybe the Bears can get a chance to lock up that 2 seed.
But we also have to beat Minnesota Week 17.
Yeah, that's the problem. Which I would almost rather accept the 3 seed at this point.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to play our starters against Minnesota. We'll get into that too, though. So next thing we're going to talk about is just like the playoffs and how they go in general. Obviously, say we do get the 3 seed, we're going to play in the wild card round in Chicago. We're going to go to LA or the Saints, depending on the outcome of that game and the outcome of the other game. and then we would be in the conference championship in LA or the Saints or at the Saints, probably depending on how the divisional games go, in the conference championship, and then obviously the Super Bowl, which is in Atlanta. Jaylen, let's start with you. Give me who you would want the Bears to play in the wild card round, in the divisional round, and in the Super Bowl. Who do you think the Bears match up the best with?
Okay, the wild card round. So now this might not happen, but I would want us to play the Washington Redskins.
Yeah.
Somehow they find a way to make it to the playoffs. But I would play the Vikings. The Vikings are struggling.
Let's go round by round. Let's talk about the wild card round, all three of us, and then we can go to the divisional, and then we can go conference championship. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so like I said, I would go with the Vikings. The Vikings are just getting out back on track, and that was against a not so well Miami team who we lost to, crazy to me. But I would play the Vikings, especially at home.
Kirk Cousins, man, not good in prime time. We know that Kirk Cousins isn't good in prime time. You look at him against Seattle 2 weeks ago. He does terrible in prime time, and then of course when he's in the 1 p.m. slot, he absolutely just goes off against the Miami Dolphins. But you put him in prime time, he's a different beast. Now I would like to say the Bears' most likely opponents in this divisional round are the Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Seattle Seahawks, and the Minnesota Vikings. The team I don't want to play, and we'll get to that later, is Philadelphia. The team I would want to play, I'll take the Dallas Cowboys all day. We saw what the Colts were able to do with Marlon Mack running the ball down the throat of this Cowboys defense last week when they shut them out. The defensive front for the Colts got to Dak Prescott. Obviously, the offensive line for the Colts is something much different. They've improved that throughout the years with guys like Quentin Nelson to get Andrew Luck some good presence in the pocket. He's been incredible this year. They got their receivers the ball, and Dak Prescott was not good under pressure. There's a lot of Dak and Trubisky comparisons, but I feel like this defense would be able to do enough to startle the Cowboys. And if we got the ball going downfield with the run game, I think we could definitely take the Cowboys in the wild card round, especially in Chicago.
I want Philadelphia, actually.
Really? Because that's a team where I feel like if they get into the playoffs and Nick Foles is playing, man, I feel
want
like
the Super Bowl. I want the reigning Super Bowl champions. Take them out, you know?
Why do you think we have good chances against Philadelphia, though?
Why? Nick Foles, I feel like he won't be the best against a good defense. Last year in the playoffs, he got lucky. He got to play the New England Patriots.
And we see how New England's defense is going right now.
Exactly. And then they don't have the running game. No one can run against Chicago, period, first of all. And Josh Adams isn't... Is it Josh Adams?
Yeah, Josh Adams.
Yeah, I just don't think he's a solid running back.
Yeah, I mean, Alshon Jeffrey already got his revenge game on us. We can get it right back on him.
Exactly. And then Golden Tate would be their only threat against us because we don't have...
Aguilar's also someone to look out for as well. He can always be pretty good. Yeah.
I just feel like their defense isn't strong enough either.
Totally. Let's go into the divisional round. Would you rather be in LA or in the Superdome first?
In LA.
Yeah. LA. Yeah, totally. Just seeing what we did. I mean, first off, LA's fans, they don't really show it as well as New Orleans fans. I think New Orleans offense is more of a threat to us considering that we shut down LA's run game and their entire team fell apart. I think that's clear.
Yeah.
So we talked about that in the divisional round. Obviously, that means the only option for us would be a home game against either
Cowboys.
One of those teams, the Cowboys, Eagles, Vikings, or Seahawks if they were to beat the Saints. But say we're in the Superdome, what advantage do you think the Bears would have against the Saints?
Defense.
On the road, too.
The Cowboys had a great game against them. But this game, I think they played in Dallas.
They played in Dallas, yeah. We're talking about in New Orleans, which it's very hard to play. Yeah, the only really thing I would offer... I mean, Trubisky played in New Orleans last year and was pretty good. I think their defense is okay at best. They got Cameron Jordan. They got Marshawn Lattimore, a couple good guys on the back end. Their offense would be hard to stop, I would say. I think that's the biggest challenge to our defense.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go
real
for
quick? Okay, so like we were just talking about the New Orleans game. New Orleans game is where we lost Zach Miller. And Zach Miller is technically still on the roster right now, so that would be our revenge game for him. You know, that's where he lost his NFL career.
Well, we don't know that.
We we would have that motivation to revenge him and win that game and go to the Super Bowl. So that's how I feel.
Yeah, the only thing I'm just a little bit worried about if we went to New Orleans is obviously just turning over the ball. You know their offense is going to be able to do stuff. Even against our defense, I think they'd be able to put up points. They got so many playmakers on offense. They got guys like Taysom Hill doing things. Like, who the heck is that? They're back up, like their third string quarterback they got doing things. But and then finally, who would you want to play from the AFC if you're in the Super Bowl for the Bears? And be realistic about this. Don't say like one of the wild card teams. Who do you think the Bears would match up against? Whether it be
I was gonna say like the Ravens.
Oh no. I'm talking about like the Chiefs, the Chargers,
Patriots,
the Texans, the Patriots, the Steelers.
Give me the Chiefs.
Okay.
The Chiefs?
Nah, I want to beat Patrick Mahomes, show the world what Trubisky's made of. I want to show how Coach Nagy is already better than Andy Reid.
That would be cool. Yeah. I'd take the Texans. Their defense is pretty good. Their defense is actually pretty solid. They got J.J. Watt, David Clowney, Tyrann Mathieu, who's been bad this year, honestly, and who's it?
David Clowney.
No, their cornerback, like Justin Jackson.
Yeah,
something.
Joseph Jackson.
Something like that. No, it's Jonathan Joseph. Okay, yeah, I was like, it's JJ. Their defense is pretty good. Their offensive line has allowed the most quarterback hits in the league, which with Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks, both Pro Bowlers. By the way, Akeem Hicks a Pro Bowler, very much deserved. Congrats to him. Coming at you, Watson is good, and obviously they got DeAndre Hopkins, they got Demaryius Thomas, and Lamar Miller's also pretty good. I just think would be overwhelming for them. Do I think the Texans will make it to the Super Bowl? Probably not, but they're a team that can get scary in the playoffs, and if they made it to the Super Bowl, I wouldn't mind playing the Houston Texans.
To be honest with you, I'm gonna say both of y'all answers. I wouldn't play anybody from the 2017 draft class. Like we all know, Trubisky was the first quarterback picked, and some people saying we should pick Deshaun Watson because of his season last year, or Patrick Mahomes because of his season this year. If we pick him in the Super Bowl, I want Trubisky to prove why he was the first quarterback taken and why we chose.
Oh God! Tell me you're not going to say the Chargers.
No, I'm not going to say that. I just told you what I would say.
What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
I would either play the Chiefs or the Texans, and for Trubisky to prove why he
either
was the
of
first
them.
quarterback.
Okay. Yeah. And some people might question me and say, "Why'd you say the Texans?" I could see the Texans making the playoffs. They have the 2 seed right now. If they have a team like Baltimore coming there, they get to the conference championship easy, and or the Steelers.
They could take down Kansas City.
I think they could. I think they got the firepower to take down a decent team. Finally. I would like, or 2 more segments actually. I thought we had 1 more. Say you walk up to a random person on the street. What are you telling them? What hope are you presenting them with why you think the Bears can make a Super Bowl run? As the Sharpie falls out of your ear.
Go for it.
Yeah. You want to take your Sharpie back
I will
up?
walk up to them and say, what wins championships? And they're going to say defense. If they watch football, they're going to say defense. This defense is amazing. Second to none, this defense is great. This is probably the best defense since around 2006 because in that era of 2017, we weren't known for our defense. We were known for our offense. Of course, I'm not even going to try to name y'all know what we're talking about. But a lot of people are comparing this to the 1985 defense. Now, I wouldn't.
1985 was actually different, though, I would say. It's a different era of football with, passing and stuff.
I wouldn't compare this to the 1985 defense until we won the Super Bowl. But 2006, I think this is a better 2006 defense. We have a way better pass than we did back then. In 2006, we were known for, our secondary. And, of course, the front seven. But this defense is too great. This is a championship-winning defense. A lot of people are saying if this defense would just win off the championship. It all come down to Trubisky, which matters, but this defense is too good, and that's what I would walk up into them and say.
I agree with Jaylen. I mean, our defense probably is unbelievable, and then we also have offense that can put up points. I think we're one of the 5th or 6th highest scoring offense, which is really underappreciated right now because a lot of people don't get how good our offense can be when everyone clicks. Like example, Bucs game, Detroit game.
Yeah, but I feel like the offense does click 1 of 3 games.
Hey, if that's during the Super Bowl, I'm taking it.
Yeah. I would say honestly, everyone's honing in on the defense, but I would hone in on the offense and just say, look at how much this offense have changed since week 1. You look at obviously Trubisky with the 140 or 120 passer rating a couple days ago, and you look at him week 1 looking like a deer in headlights if you watch that film. I'm not saying Trubisky's going to lead us to a Super Bowl because I honestly don't believe he's ready to lead us to a Super Bowl. I said a couple minutes ago, he plays about 1 in every 3 games good. Do I think he can play a good game in the playoffs? Yes. Do I think he can keep it up? I'm not really ready to say yes, he can keep it up just yet. We would have to rely on the defense, but overall I think the offense could do enough to hopefully lead us to that point. Finally, one last thing I want to talk about is if we don't make it to the playoffs, if we lose in one of the rounds, what do you think would just hold the Bears from making the Super Bowl? What do you think their catalyst, I guess, would be?
Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
just like
pretty
Stephen A. said, I mean, I got a little heated when he was saying this because, I mean, this man, Mitchell Trubisky doesn't deserve all the heat he's getting at all. I mean, he's playing at a pretty, let's say, what's a good word? Level. At a pretty good level that people didn't expect him to play at. I mean, he's putting up 250 yards a game, 2 TDs, and 1 interception a game. I mean, people did not think he would be able to do that coming into the season, and he's been doing it lights out. And now they just see Patrick Mahomes putting up 500 yards, God knows how many touchdowns a game. But yeah, he's not at Patrick Mahomes level, but he's definitely at a level where you can say it's a top 15 quarterback, maybe top 10. You can make an argument. But
I think you could also make an argument for him being like 15 to 20. I've had friends make arguments. I'd say he's somewhere between like 12 to 18. I think you could argue towards the top end of that, and you could argue towards the bottom end of that. So it's a never-ending discussion, but I'm sure good performances by him in the playoffs would definitely help that conversation.
Okay. I just wanna. So while Parth was talking, I was looking up Mitchell Trubisky's stats, and in the same amount of games as last year, he's over 50. He had
completed like 50 2 more interceptions and like 15 more touchdowns. Yeah. He's got 23 and 12, and he had like 7 and 7.
Yeah. His completion rate is better by 5.
Yeah, I think. I mean, we're getting off track, but the comparisons he gets are because of his draft class. That's simply it.
Yeah,
exactly. So, not saying like he's the one who can bring us down. It's just like if he doesn't.
I think it's true, though. I think you're right. I think he can bring us down. Yeah. I mean, we can't afford to have 3-4 turnovers per game in the playoffs. Yeah, completely. And that doesn't only go on him, but turning the ball over has been in bad games for us this year. It's been bad. We turned the ball over against the Giants. I know Chase Daniel was starting, but still, we turned the ball over against the Giants. We turned the ball over 3 times against the Patriots. We turned the ball over 3 times against Miami. We turned the ball over maybe once or twice against Green Bay. I don't really remember. But, yeah, turning the ball over, I would say, is going to be what can hold us back. We're good to go? Yeah.
First game, 0 picks.
Really? Yeah, turning over the football, just taking away possessions from us, though. Look at how close some of those games were. We had the ball back for one possession.
Just getting completions. I mean, one biggest thing is like we saw last week against the Packers was just him completing passes, which helped out the offense because it like expanded the drives.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, well, that'll pretty much do it for us, guys. You'll be seeing this on Thursday, and we're gonna double upload on Friday. You'll see Meet the Opponents and 3 Key Factors both on Friday. We're gonna post those out. We're gonna grind those out both tomorrow night, so we can get them to you guys. I'm not too worried about the 49ers, but I guess we'll see. We can't underestimate them. They've won 2 in a row. So, yeah, that'll pretty much do it for this. You can find our social media, as I mentioned earlier. If you're still watching, congratulations. We're 20 minutes in. Yeah, we're having a giveaway. You can find our social media for the podcast down in the description. It's at Bear It Down on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find all of our fan pages down in the description as well. Those are under our names in the description. That'll pretty much do it for this one, guys. We'll see you in the next episode. Bear Down Chicago. Peace.